Hello everybody and welcome back to another FTB Unstable. How's it going? How are you doing? Still on 110, which is super exciting. Let me just point that out. Lots of good things. I actually had to go mining for stone, of all things. We pretty much ran out during our building process, and I found a nice little pocket of andesite too, which is overly useful. Let's first bring you back in over here. These machines are set up and pretty much ready to go. I haven't set up a fully automated system yet, or a quarry or anything like that, but I'm kind of playing around with a little bit of the interior because, of course, when it's just empty like that, it looked a lot like an arena, right? And by theory, even with these pillars up, it could still be an arena with these pillars being like a line of sight hide behind thing. You know, if you like doing that type of stuff, this would be about a good size for it, I think. You know, for 1v1 or 2v2 PvPs, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, on to bigger and better things. I started working on a little bit of these columns. I'm not sure if I like them or not. I'll have to see once we do work on the roof, see how it all kind of comes together and works and all that kind of stuff. But that's going to take, of course, quite a bit more time than I'm even willing to you know, to stipulate at this point in time. So instead, let's move on to our next project, and our next project's a big one. As you can see, I hollowed out this second one's interior here, and I built the walls down a little bit, but I think what I want to do is I want to move the Guardian farm over to here, and what will happen is they're going to spawn, you know, somewhere in the middle of this room, and then they're going to fall down to their deaths. Now, I don't think there's any spikes or anything like that. We could use punji sticks potentially, to kill them so we wouldn't actually have to drop them as far, but I do want to drop them down a little bit into a hole in our base, which I think will look pretty sweet. But we have all this water to deal with and all that, and I've found something that I want to try. I want to see if it works. I've never done it before, so this might not work. This could be a complete failure, but it does claim that it should work, and it's something to do with the new extra utilities too. And one of them is there's a mechanical miner here, and I'm assuming that this uses power of some sort, because it is requiring a redstone crystal and all that kind of stuff, and the user is also really handy from what I've heard from other people. So let's quickly go make one of these mechanical miners and see what we can do with it. So first things first, we need to find it again. There we go, because of course everything goes all wonky. And let's get one of those. Good. One iron pickaxe, excellent. Then we need a dispenser, which is probably going to require a bow. Good. And boom, that should have that handled. Excellent. And boom, right? That should do it. Okay, mechanical miner. Excellent. Now, the other thing that we're going to need is an upgrade for this. And this is the part that I saw, and I'm like, that's pretty sweet. Upgrade mining. Allows mining of cobblestone and pumping of water. That sounds groovy to me. So this guy's going to require a golden pickaxe and an upgrade base. Let's do the golden pickaxe first. That should be pretty straightforward. Now, the upgrade base actually requires one of the resonators with a weighted pressure plate. So let's get, you know what? Let's get a couple of those. Yeah, we'll get about 5 of them. And then we do need our resonators, which I put in here. Double click. I'm still working on that. Don't worry about it. We're still progressing on that front. 5. Perfect. So what we can do now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, something that I noticed as well just right now is you can actually increase the speed of these guys. Now, I'm not sure if these are brand new, just in a recent update or anything like that. I don't remember seeing them when we did the water mills and resonators and all that. But this is kind of the upgrade system for the extra utilities too. So now we can get ourselves the upgraded mining, and boom, we can craft that. Okay. Now, let's confirm what this does. Okay. Oh, no, no, no. Stop. Whatever you were doing, stop. You were doing things, and I didn't want you to. So, what I want to try, let's give this a quick try here and see what we are talking about. So, let's go right into the middle here, and let's see. Can we do it like that? Okay, I assume, yeah, there we go. Okay, facing down is the thing. Okay, so we need it to face down. Now, I guess it's just a matter of how this is going to work. I probably also need some sort of a chest to get this going. So let's do that. I should have a decent... I should have one. Shift double click. Very good. And let's put this on the backside here, right like so. Now, this is using 32 power. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not using 32 power at all. Okay, why is access denied? I placed it. I placed it down. Why are you access denying me? That could be a bug, maybe from rotating it with the wrench. Not too sure about that, but we'll find out, and we'll do a quick little test. So, the miner, let's put it on like so it's facing down. Now we can access it again, and, oh, maybe it can't upgrade this at all. Redstone on. Okay, redstone off. Redstone pulse. Always on. Okay. So it's not allowing me to upgrade with this. What does this go in then? I thought that it was going to go in here. Allows mining of cobblestone and pumping of water. You know what this might go in? This might go in a liquid transfer node. But that would not be exactly what I was thinking of using it for. See? Trials and tribulations, everybody. Trials and tribulations. I'm a little curious now. Let's find out together. So we need one of those. Oh, we don't have any glass, eh? Can we use this glass? Yeah, we can. Okay, just one. No, it made a stack. Oh, do you get a stack from it? Oh, you get a whole stack. Oh, wow. Okay, that's changed. All right. Well, we won't be needing any of those for a while. We can make a bucket quickly, and we should be able to make the liquid transfer node. Okay, let's find out if this is the guy that is going to work for it or not. Now, the next question is whether or not it actually pumps it out, or is this just like the way it used to be, where you can use it to get water into machines and stuff like that. So I guess that's the next question that we'll have to ask. So let's do this like so, and place down the fluid. Okay, because I don't think there's a world upgrade. Maybe this is now the world upgrade. Increase the number of items. Yeah, okay. Alright, okay, so we have ourselves the transfer node. You can filter the fluids, okay. Allows mining of cobblestone and pumping of water. Alright. So, we're above the water, right? And it's collecting water. Okay. So, that's just going to give me an infinite amount of water. So, that's how that works, and that works quite nicely. Sadly, it's not going to work with the mechanical miner, though, which is really too bad. I wouldn't mind still trying this. Let's actually go over here and just place it down and see what it does, because I think that this could actually be pretty cool. So let's do a quick little one of these things, and I want to place it down the correct way so that I don't have to rotate it, and just see what we get. So it's mining stuff, for sure. It is definitely mining stuff. Now it's not putting it into the chest there. Okay. Interesting. And is it not using power then? Well, let's find out. It's only mining the one block. The one dirt block. Okay. Interesting. And then you can speed it up. So it's just working like a simple one block miner. Okay. Never mind. It doesn't do exactly what I'd like to see it do. I'd love to see that be an alternative to like a mining machine or anything like that, similar to the ones that you get from Industrial Craft 2. But anyways, we learned something new, right? This is the way things go. I was kind of hoping that that would work out for the better, but we do know that we can use this now for, water needs, which is great. And you can also filter out the fluids. So that's fantastic. So we learned that. Let's carry on. How are we going to get the water out of here easily? The only other way that I know how is the industrial craft pump. Not an ideal situation because we don't have anything industrial craft yet. So I'd love to see... I do not know. Let me take a quick little look through and see what we can do, because I'd prefer to do it not manually. Well, you know what? Let's keep experimenting a little bit. There is a mod in here called pressure pipes that I've never seen before, and I'm wondering if we could kind of get this thing, give it a try. So there's this hand pump here that I'd like to see what it does first. This is how we experiment things, right? This is how we do this stuff. Okay, hand pump. Hand pump. Hand pump. I'm pumping by hand. Okay, I don't think that does what we think it does. I don't think that works. It's fine. I don't see a book either. There is a wrench, but I don't see a book. Now, one of the other things is this high pressure pump. Now, I'm not sure what this requires or what this takes, but we can give it a try and see exactly what goes on. I would need to probably look it up. I haven't looked up this mod yet, so I might have to actually do that and see if this will work for us. I believe I don't have the green dye. Uh-oh. No green dye. I don't think I even have, like, cactus or anything like that. We might have to go for a quick flight to get some of that stuff. I think I have it somewhere. There was a desert right over there. It's a long ways, though. Well, looks like I'm probably going to get some cactus. Unless we can use something else. Cactus melts into it. And it's only allowing that specific dye. Okay. Yeah, I have to go get some cactus. So I'm going to fly real fast and go and get some cactus. And let's at least see what this is like. Maybe I'll start looking up on the wiki as well. By the way, sprinting with the angel ring, very useful. You can use your left control unless you've changed that keybind. Or you could actually sprint and then take off, and it usually works as well. I've just been getting used to using the left control while flying, just to make things a little bit easier on myself as well. Alright, so I was messing around a little bit with a couple different things, and the high pressure pump from pressure pipes seems really sweet, and I think we're going to use it, but it doesn't do what I'm looking for at this current time. And what I'm looking for is pretty specific, so, not a huge deal that it doesn't do it. I'm not surprised that it doesn't do it, but, it's one of those things that now that I know how that mod somewhat works, I guess. Maybe we can look to use some of that to our advantage. Where's my bag? What happened to my bag? Did I put my bag away? Bag? I did put my bag away. How dare I? Alright, anyways, so what I'm going to do, I think what we should do is I need to make an excavator. And the best way that we're going to do this, and I think it's probably the easiest way, and I wanted to find a technical way to do it, but let's go with the easy vanilla way, is literally just to use some sand in this space to get rid of the water. I don't have a sponge, and I haven't really found a temple to get a sponge. I'm also not probably geared enough to get a sponge at this point in time. I have no enchants. I'm pretty much no potions, etc., etc. So we're not going to be looking at that. But what I'm thinking is we're going to go back over to that desert, get a whole bunch of sand to our name, and, you know, just start filling in the hole. So let's get ourselves an excavator. Now, how do we want this excavator to be built, I guess, is another good question. I'm thinking we probably want to go with the night slime handle again. I think that's a good way to go. So we're going to need some of that slime, purple slime. I think we can get away with just one, if I'm not mistaken. We'll probably go with iron again. I think that's a good idea, is just some iron for the actual excavator head. And what else do we need for an excavator? I haven't built one yet, and I'm not sure if it changed. There it is. Oh my, that's a crash. Oh dear. Alright, well, I'll fix that. Alright, so we got the night slime, so let's get our night slime rod here. This should be enough. Perfect. It does take 3 purple slime balls with the 6, I think it was 6 iron? 3 iron? 3 iron, and then the 4 per, so that's what, 12 cobblestone. Not terrible overall, still pretty easy to make. The last thing though is we actually need to get an excavator head. I haven't done that yet, so let's get our excavator head. We can put that in the pattern chest. Oh no, I already have one, never mind. It's fine. No big deal. You guys saw nothing. Nothing at all. Alright. And we can actually get our excavator head here. Like so. Good. And then we need to make the actual cast for it, because we don't actually have the excavator cast. So I need a little bit of gold to get that done as well. I'm still having terrible issues with my second PC. And for those of you that do not know, the second PC in here on this machine is where I do all my recording from with XSplit at the moment. It's continually rebooting, so I apologize if you guys see any of that stuff, but it is definitely a big problem that I am having at this current time. Overall, I'm impressed with the recording quality going through the capture card and everything. Some of the sound and audio could be potentially still a hair out of sync. I keep tweaking it just a little bit because I don't want to go so crazy that, you know, I tweak it too much or whatever and you just wasted all of that and it really wasn't necessary, etc., etc. So I keep tweaking it a little bit here and there and trying to get everything just absolutely perfect. I apologize again about the last video though. That was my bad. I thought I was shrinking the preview window, reducing the size of it, but no, I reduced the size of the capture itself down to 640. So that's why there was a bit of a quality issue in the last video. That was my bad, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, excavator, good. I'm going to complete this excavator. Oh, please don't crash. Oh, please. Okay, we didn't crash. Perfect. So we're going to complete the excavator here, and we're going to call it Excavator because I'm super, super duper original. Perfect. Nailed it. And what do I want on it? Speed, probably, right? Just a whole bunch of speed, I'm thinking. Might be quite nice. Yeah. I don't see what else we'd need. We could add a diamond to get more durability. Maybe I'll take a look at that. Maybe we could add a diamond. Let's take a look at the diamond and then also a whole bunch of the redstone. We'll take out a couple stacks of that and get that prepared as well. Our resources are starting to dwindle though. They really are. So with this guy, we'd get up to 1900. And the mining speed goes up a little bit. But it does take one of the modifiers away. Okay. Yeah, you know, 500 extra durability isn't that great overall. So I think we are better off upgrading the speed. Let's do that at least twice. Get that a little bit larger. We're at 4.19. You know what? I might just do the diamond. We might just do the diamond. Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay, good. Good enough for now. More than capable of a tool to get us some sand. Other than that, we need resources, etc. So I'm going to go and get sand. And hopefully the computer doesn't reboot for a 4th time today. I'm guessing it's either power supply. It could be XSplit itself. Maybe I got like maybe it installed wonky or something like that. So I'm going to try to reinstall it as well. Other than that, it could be motherboard, which, we all love those problems, don't we? Anyways, back to it. Alright, so we're back with some sand, and you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it upright. Builder's wand, work. Do your thing, and fill this thing up with sand. Simple as that. That's all I'm basically going to be doing is this exactly. Builder's wand coming across and filling up complete columns full of sand so that we basically move on from there. Now, sadly, we can't do a ton with this builder's wand, but we can get enough done in a couple clicks instead of us having to click in every piece of sand known to man. So I did get a decent amount of sand. I probably should have gotten a little bit more, just saying. But you know what? It worked pretty good. We only used up about half of our excavator as well. So, and luckily it's made with iron, so the repair cost is actually quite easy. Quite cheap overall. So voila, already we've kind of progressed through and gotten a very nice little bit done here. I'll bring you guys back in as soon as all the water is gone. Alright, so I think I've made my little cavern here, and I have a little bit of water kind of pushing the guardians towards this area. I think I've decided to go pretty simple and use punji sticks to kill them. Why not, I guess? So let's make a few of these. 8? Oh, we do not. Oh, okay. No, we're fine. We're fine. We don't have too much in the forms of sugarcane stocked up. I've changed a lot of it into paper. But from the looks of it, you get a pretty nice system here already. Now, these guys should do the job. They should do the job. And what I'm thinking is, right here, we can put our vacuum chest, alright? And that will then collect all of the drops from the guardians, and we can then distribute them over and into our, you know, storage center over here. Maybe I'll make a whole different modular storage just for these drops and filter it. And then that way we can kind of clean it all up. So what we need to do next, I think, is move over our items and go from there. The way that I see it, at least from my point of view, is we are looking at things like, to kill mobs, turtles and punji sticks for the most part at the moment. From what I can tell, there might be a few other things that we could use outside of, you know, fall damage or lava or anything, you know, vanilla related. But I think for the most part, we're looking pretty solid at these items. So I need to find the middle again, which is right there. Very good. And I'd like to put these guys up somewhat decently high. I know we're getting close to wrapping up point. I want it to be kind of a focal point of the room here. So maybe about there would work good. Or close to there. Now that's not going to be really all that much of a drop, and they're not going to take damage anyways because they're going to hit the water. I guess the only concern is what happens if they fall on this side of the punji sticks. Maybe they'll bounce into them. I don't know. We are probably going to wall this off anyways, so it might not be a big concern. Ow, ow, ow. Do not punji stick me, bro. Alright. So I think we're going to wall it off anyways, or form some sort of, barrier to make sure that this works accordingly. So I'm going to get some of the stuff that we need, and yeah, I'm going to stop the spawner up here and move over the vacuum chest and all of that to where we need it to be. So, never active. Perfect. Stopped. Excellent. Let's head on down and get the chest, which is apparently bursting at the seams. That's great, I guess. And let's get some of our item conduits here, because we don't really need them anymore to be elsewhere. Oh my lord, can you stop doing that, please? Please. Please, game. Game, please. Alright, that does it. I'm using my pickaxe. Because the wrench apparently likes to just put stuff everywhere, which is grand. I don't think I need, but I think I need that next one. Alright. So, we'll fill all this back in, because, well, we can. Why is all this wood here? What? Oh, because we don't have a place for it, and it's loaded up. Okay, great. Yeah, we really need to get working on some of our systems here to build them up, because we are running out of space left, right, and center on this stuff. So, and the ender... Oh, all those ender lilies. I love it. I love it. All of them. Perfect. We will place a torch there. I don't want bad guys to spawn. And we'll head on down, and this will be our vacuum chest here. Still, we can leave it at the range of 6. It's probably not going to be required, but probably better off to leave it at that, rather than have other relatable issues. And then, like I said, we're just going to run the wire directly over, or maybe, you know what? Ender chest? Ender chest might work better. Ender tanks? Ender buckets? Is there no ender chests? Oh no. Oh no. There is no ender chests. But there's ender tanks and ender buckets. Okay. So that's a bit of a setback. I guess we could look at the dimensional transceiver? No, we can't do that right now. We cannot pull that off, I don't think. Yeah, because we need 2 of those. It's just too much resources. So I think I'm just going to run cables right on over the whole length of the way. Even though we are going to use a lot of item ducts and stuff like that, I think it's going to be for the better. So I'm going to run all this over to our modular storage system all the way over here. Alright, so my goal is to set up this guy right here with all of the drops that come from the farm. So we're going to have the prismarine, we're going to have the fish, we're going to have the prismarine crystals. Now, I think that's it. If I remember correctly, those are the main 3 items that come from the farm. So, then all we're going to do is we're going to install this filter. Oh, by the way, quickly with the filter, you can whitelist, you can blacklist, you can do all that kind of stuff. So we're whitelisting these items to go into here. You also have all the other standard settings that you can kind of do with most other filters. So now this is installed. So what this means is I can shift click on this ink sac and it's not going to go in there. But the prismarine shards and all of this stuff is going to go into that storage. Now I'm going to work to remove all the rest of these. The double clicking, I'm not really getting used to the double clicking. It's not my favorite way of doing things here. So, you know, that's a thing. I'm kind of just trying my best to, you know, get used to it. I would prefer single click. Just my own personal opinion, I think, on that. But, you know, it's one of those things. Each mod maker, etc., has their right to do whatever they want. All right. So there we go. There's our items. They are sorted. They are good to go. So now we can actually take this guy and place him back into our little setup here. Right there, for example. And we can now see that all of those items are in that storage container. And that also means that all of the items that are coming in should go to that storage container as well. Now, we do have a little bit of lingering. I want to make sure that we are not looking at any prismarine or anything like that that's not where it should be. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I'm not solid on what I'm going to do with this yet, but I was just kind of manually removing and adding in things and all that kind of stuff. So down in the water here, I did run a waypoint just to confirm exactly where it is, to make it a little bit easier, because there are guardians in these waters, and now it's making it more difficult because I can't see the item that I need to. Okay, journey map, and remove. Perfect. Okay, I only needed it for a temporary waypoint anyways. So we'll come on down. We have our item ducts now, and I just messed that one up. No big deal. We can just keep going. And yeah, so this item duct is going to bring all of those resources to the correct way. Now, I'm not sure if it needs to connect directly into this setup, but I'm going to do it anyways. So I'm going to bring it out the side and run it up just like so, and connect it accordingly into the correct storage drive that we actually want it to go into. Alright, so is that a guardian? No, it's a squid. These guys, man, they freak me out. They freak me out, man. They make noises and stuff. It's just not fair. Alright, so that's going to go insert into that storage system. Perfect. Now, again, I'm not sure if we could just pipe that into, like, the scanner or something, and it would work just fine. But, you know, for now, we will go like that. Perfect. So, down here, this is all going to be cleaned up at some point here, but this needs to be extract always active. So what we should be seeing is the correct items getting pulled out and sent over to our storage system. Pretty straightforward, right? I think so. We can store these away, and what we should be seeing is an increase in the storage system, which we are. Excellent. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so we are getting things accordingly, and it's looking fantastic. So now I guess the next step is to actually fire this thing up. We are still running solar panels. I just ran a little bit of a stem to get them a little bit higher. I'm not sure where our roof line is going to end up yet, so we might have to add more to that as we see. But yeah, pretty much done. I think that's going to about do it for our guardian farm. Let's find out. Oh, yes. No, that won't work. Perfect. We need to close them in so that they don't jump over. Anyways, I'm going to finish that up, clean that up down below. And, yeah, other than that, I think that's going to about do it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.